Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Xi Jinping and Zelensky spoke over the phone, and the Ukrainians are very, very happy about it. And the other side of the equation, which is United States and its vassal states, are celebrating. The problem is not anything, according to the sources, meaningful came out of that, even though Zelensky said that they spoke about interesting things. So if you know, if you don't, I'll let you know. Xi Jinping said that he's going to meet Zelensky when the time is right. That means he's going to dictate when that's going to occur, and he will not travel to Kiev to be walked around the theme park over there and then asked for money and shamed. So I think Xi Jinping is not that kind of weasel like everybody else from the Western world, except Orban. Let's put it this way. So what happened here? Let's see. We have an article from Agence France Presse. I could have picked others, but I said, well, let's pick the French because they always tell the truth. This article comes from April 26, 2023. China's Xi holds call with Ukraine's Zelensky. Here they are. What? Say what? Anyway. Chinese President Xi Jinping spoke with his Ukrainian counterpart Zelensky by phone on Wednesday. Beijing and Kiev said the first call between the two leaders since the start of Russia's invasion. Beijing says it is neutral in the Ukraine conflict and Xi has never condemned the Russian invasion. So already is not following the script that he's supposed to. That tells me they're independent. But the Chinese leader has come under increased pressure from Western nations, under total control of the United States of America, in my assessment, to step in and mediate. So they say, well, I can, they come under increased pressure from Western to step in and mediate. No, because the minute they came in, the Chinese, then they said, no, we don't accept that. Now it seems like it's a good thing. You see how this press does things? I'm going to make that point after I read a few more paragraphs here. A 12-point position paper published by China in February was seen by many Western governments as skewed towards Russia, and a friendly Moscow visit in March by Xi Jinping to meet Putin led to widespread criticism from the West, that's all. The West is not speaking in the name of the whole humanity, as Lavrov said at the United Nations. He said, nobody, and I think that's accurate, and you have to understand that. Every time you hear the world community or someone coming out and saying this and that, remember, nobody voted or appointed the West, or a few countries in the West, which is actually one, as the spokes country for the whole humanity, right? No, nobody appointed you. So stop being, the moralist. You come in and you tell everybody, hey, you got that problem, got that problem, got that problem, you got that problem, and I will come and intervene and solve it because your problems are my national security, interest, personal interest. That's how they do. You're doing this wrong, that. You allow me to get in and help you. If not, that's my national security threatened. That's why I have to intervene and slap you around with some sanctions. No, the threats, blackmail, regime change, and then plain intervention, military intervention, that is. So here now, because Xi Jinping spoke with Zelensky, that shows a little bit of, okay, he's coming around. No, he's not coming around. All right, he's coming around, okay, and now they're going to give Xi Jinping and China a little bit of a good press, but they will still say, yeah, but you're coming around, but you're kind of still bad, you need to do more. That's the, and Xi Jinping is going to be like, well, smart. Not me, Xi Jinping, I'm not smart, he's smart. It's good to be wise though, right? Anyway, so let's see. I have this quote from Zelensky. I had a long and meaningful phone call with President Xi Jinping, Zelensky said on Twitter. And I'm quoting, I believe that this call, as well as the appointment of Ukraine's ambassador to China, will give a powerful impetus to the development of our bilateral relations, end quote, he wrote. Zelensky spokesman Sergei Nikiforov said on Facebook that the two leaders had, and I'm quoting, an almost 1 hour long telephone conversation, end quote. Now, Chinese state broadcast CCTV reported that during the call, which was initiated by Kiev, that's very important, that shows submission, she told Zelensky that talks and negotiation were the only way out of the war. So that means that she stood his ground and Zelensky is just okay. So Kiev initiated. Who initiated? That means they want something. So that's why you're in an inferior position. As a negotiation, aspect, it doesn't mean that it should be necessarily that way. But that's how it's perceived. So I'm quoting again. On the issue of the Ukrainian crisis, China has always stood on the side of peace, and its core position is to promote peace talks, end quote. CCTV reported Xi as saying. According to the readout of the call, Xi said China, and I'm quoting, will neither watch the fire from the other side nor add fuel to the fire, let alone take advantage of the crisis to profit. So China says, it's not going to stay to the side, but it's not going to send weapons to either side or fuel the fire, or will not profit out of this. They say they're impartial, but they will have to intervene to at least help in the name of and I'm quoting, when dealing with the nuclear issue, all parties concerned should remain calm and restrained, truly focus on the future and destiny for themselves and or mankind, and jointly manage to control the crisis, she said. So China also said it would send a delegation, not Xi Jinping, and a special representative, end quote, of its government to Ukraine with the aim of finding a political settlement to the conflict. So what I think China is doing is saying, you know what, we're going to do it in our terms. We're strong enough to be able to take care of this. We're not going to listen to the Russians. We're not going to listen to the Americans. Well, they are friends with Russia more than with the other ones because, look what the other guys are doing in Taiwan. So or in North Korea. That's their neighborhood. What do you expect them to do? To be friendly? I don't think so. So if you escalate, I'm going to defend myself because you are in my neighborhood. Peaceful as you are, and you conduct all those military drills in my neighborhood, but you're peaceful. I wonder, why do you conduct all those military drills against the woodchuck from North Korea? I don't think so. Anyway, so I think Xi Jinping says, you know what? We're going to get in because these things are out of control. We're going to do it in our terms. You like it, take it or leave it. That's what they said. And said, you know what? I'm not going to talk to Zelensky. I'm not going to see Zelensky until I decide. That means this is my offer. Life goes on without you or with you, Zelensky. And the United States or China or Emil or Tom Jones, the world is still going, okay? So when you think, oh my God, without me, things, well, there could be some consequences, if things continue in Ukraine, obviously. And I hope they find a solution. The problem is, I think there are too many profiteers, and there's a big fish to be fried over there, which is Russia, unfortunately. And this was a nice try, and unfortunately, a lot of people lost their lives. A nation is wiped out, a country is destroyed, and we'll see when those guys will say, well, nice try. I think we had how do we get out of this with our, unscattered. So we can say, well, actually, we won and they won as well. Kind of like they didn't win, but we won. That's how it's going to be portrayed, even though they will say, okay, let's discuss peace here. We tried, couldn't do it, we win. Okay. So thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.